Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion, and I'm joined by David, Lillian,
What's up?
and Emmett.
What's good, y'all?
How we doing today, y'all?
We're good.
Fine.
Very
Fine.
today.
Good. Well, yeah. So we are continuing our Let's Talk Basketball series today, and we are going to continue with the Oklahoma City Thunder. But before we do that, I want to thank y'all for all the support we get on these videos. You guys tend to really love them. So if you ever have any feedback, please just leave a comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, we'll always respond to your comments, right, David? Subscribe again. But yeah, like I said, we're talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. So what do we expect them to do, and what's their highs and lows this season?
High 14 seed, low 15 seed. It's between them and the Spurs.
High, if they actually try hard, high, I'll probably say 11, 10 possibly. But tanking-wise, we all know they tanking. You already know they are kind of the worst team. Not even kind of. They really are.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they can be better than the Kings. High 13, low 15.
I'll say 12 or 15. 12 to 15. I don't think there's any way they make the play-in.
Yeah. Either way, no postseason.
It would be cool, but there's no reason they should make the play-in either, or should want to make the play-in.
For viewers, keep in mind, we're recording this. Chet is injured. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
That's why we're saying they're gonna be so bad.
Their first round pick that they just picked up and who was having a great summer league and great offseason has now been ruled out for the entire season. So that means expectations have completely dropped. But looking at this team now, minus Chet, do we see any good for the future?
Yes, I have three pieces that I can point out. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Agreed.
Josh Giddey.
Agreed.
Lou Dort.
Completely agree.
Oh, I forgot about Mr. Lou. Good point.
I mean, they definitely have a squad of the future. Drafting Jalen Williams as well.
I like him. I like him a lot.
They have.
Which Jalen Williams were we talking about?
The shooting guard.
Yeah.
One from Santa Clara.
I'm just messing around.
Oh, you got it. And so I think they definitely do have potential to make a name for themselves over the next 3 to 7 years. Like they have see what the Thunder have done over the past, let's say 2, 3, 4 seasons is like accumulate assets and draft picks and trading Russ away, trading Harden away, trading some of these other guys away for draft picks, assets, things that they can use as like equity to get really good draft picks. And so them going Chet this year, getting Shai Alexander not a couple years back. He's been in the league for a hot minute now.
8 years, I think.
Yeah, and them also getting Josh Giddey, who I really like. I mean, they are just setting themselves up to be a really good franchise in 5 years. And I think the last team we saw do this was Golden State with the likes of Curry, Clay, and Draymond. Like they have a strong core. And so when you start off with a young core that are all hungry and they all want to win, it just breeds like championship mentality. How do y'all feel about these guys?
They do have a future under their belt. Chat, I mean, going to be a star. He's going to be a star. I love to see him pick up just a little bit more pounds, but I like that frame, like KD basically. But really, their team, they're going to be a problem in the future. And especially, they still got draft picks for 8th graders, 7th graders that's still in school right now. So keep on getting younger and better. So
for sure. Y'all too. I'm not gonna say another word until y'all talk.
I think that this year, if anything, it's just gonna be like a year for these young dudes to just get on the court and get some PT in like a professional setting. Which like, you know, it was going to be like that anyway, but you know, with Chet gone, like, you know, that opens roles for a lot of these other guys. Like they got like 3 solid young guys, like the 2 Jalen Williams. Like honestly, the other Jalen Williams from Arkansas, I think he might get some run at like starting or backup center. Like I don't really know who else they have at center besides Derek Favors. I don't even know if he'll play. But like, I mean, there's a lot of minutes to go around to these young guys, and I think it just kind of, you know, I could see them like, you know, in the next 2-3 years, once these young guys start to do good, then they might trade some of these other young guys for like a proven guy. So it's kind of an unknown plan, but like just getting these guys on the court is going to help them.
Yeah, I agree with what Emmett said. You know, it's a lot of just get experience for your players. I think, you know, my prediction if Chet Holmgren wasn't hurt would have been you can get into the play-in. You can be that 10 seed and get all of these young guys a taste of what it's like to be in that playoff atmosphere.
You talking about this year?
If Chet didn't get hurt.
If Chet was healthy. But, you know, because Chet's not healthy, that's just not realistic. So it's, you know, get your players on the court, try and develop them the best you can. And one of the biggest ones is get Giddey back on the court. Missed some time with injury last year, but was really good as a rookie. He was, I mean, you asked me, he was one of the best rookies there. I mean, he's had multiple triple doubles, averaged 12, 8, and 6. I mean, I expect him to make a huge jump this year as long as he stays healthy.
I mean, who do y'all think compares, like what NBA player from the past compares to Josh Giddey?
Magic Johnson.
Huh?
I think he reminds me a lot of Magic Johnson.
The big O for me.
I was going Steve Nash.
I was going to go Steve Nash too.
Like they have that same vision, that same size. Like, I mean, well, no, Giddey's a little bit taller, I think.
Giddey's like 6'6".
Is he really that tall?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Giddey's
he's pretty tall.
Damn. I didn't know he was that tall. Really. I thought he was like 6'4", 6'3". But anyway, yeah, so I think this team really took a loss whenever Chet came out hurt. But I still do think this team has a lot of heart. And I think they still have a lot of potential to, like, you know, make some big upsetting wins this season. I mean, last season we saw them beat the Lakers. Granted, the Lakers were good. They beat the Lakers a couple of times. They beat some other really big name and really dominating teams. And so I just think I still don't think this is a team that you should just be like, oh, that's an automatic win. But I think this is a team that you should definitely be a bit like fear in the future.
Yeah, but this is also like the same team that we saw last year lose by like 50 to Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not like they got Jalen Williams, but without Chet, I mean they could lose by 30 to anybody.
They also beat the Lakers twice last year.
I think a lot of teams beat the Lakers twice last year, to be fair.
I gotta ask one more time. So you saying even with Chet, there's gonna be a play-in?
The 10 seed, nothing higher than that, but I think they probably lose that first play-in game. I think they can make it with Chet. I think Chet's a real difference maker.
Yeah.
Chet with Shea and Giddey, that's a solid young trio that can get you past the bad teams in the West. Because the West is really top-heavy. They've got really good teams at the top, but the bottom is just so bad.
Yeah, the bottom and mid can be thrown around.
Not even the bottom. I mean, really, the Kings, if you actually seen their grades and stuff, they're pretty good.
With Chet, I think that the Thunder could have easily been better than the Kings, Spurs, Jazz, and Trailblazers.
Not the Rockets?
Oh, and the Rockets, yeah. There's the Rockets. Yeah, and the Rockets.
Yeah. It's just a lot of these teams can be interchangeable.
It's just without Chet, all of those teams, almost all of those teams are better. Even the Rockets, I mean.
Only two I'm with you with Chet, they'll be better than the Rockets and the Spurs. Nobody else.
So you like the
Oh.
Kings, David?
Really like the Kings.
Kings have Sabonis.
Yeah,
Malik
I think
Monk-
the
Whoa,
Kings-
hold on. Pause. Right there. So,
No, let me.
What?
I know what you said, but let me talk real quick.
okay, go ahead.
And Sabonis is better than everybody on the OKC. So yes, I told you I respect Sabonis' game. I don't think he's all that in my opinion, but I respect his game. But like I said, the Kings have Sabonis. They picked up Keegan Murray this year. They got Malik Monk. They still got De'Aaron Fox. They got Davion Mitchell. They added a lot of good fill-in pieces for their team. So I mean, if you think Thunder would be better than the Kings with Chet, so be it. But that's my opinion.
I like Sabonis. I do.
I
think he's
agree with
a good
Davion.
basketball player. But
Or David,
I
sorry.
don't think he's better than Chet. He's not better than Shea Gilgeous. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is a better basketball player than Domantas Sabonis.
I would do that, but he's you talking about he's not better than Chet? Chet, I mean, he's on the floor.
I don't think Chet's like some insane ball player, but I think Chet on the Thunder would have way more of an impact than Sabonis would. Just because Chet's game is, what's the word I'm looking for? He's got more range in his game. He can do more things than Sabonis can.
Sabonis was on the Thunder. He'll probably average the same stat line if Chet was playing this year. Sabonis, I think
Sabonis brings the ball up the court.
What happened?
You're not gonna see Sabonis bringing the ball up court, pulling up for threes. Like
I need to see Chet before I say that. But I think you're right.
I think it's more of a prediction. I'm not saying like for sure he is, but I think he would be if he was playing.
So,
Okay.
Shea is better than Domantas.
You said Giddey is better than
No,
Sabonis?
Shay.
Oh,
SGA is better than Domantas. Giddy's not. No, Giddy's good. He's not that good yet.
and Chet is, according to him, Chet is better than Sabonis, correct?
I think he would be.
So I'm with
Alright.
David. I think right now I'm not able to say. I think until you play a full season NBA, I can't say you're better than anybody else who has actually played. Granted, I like Sabonis like a lot, and David knows that. Well, not a lot, but I like him enough to make an argument for him. And so I feel like Shea might be better than Sabonis, but nobody else on that team is better than Sabonis as of now. But I mean, with that being said, like Shea definitely is the future of this team, and we saw last season in big games that he showed up and really show out and show that he can be the future of this team and be a leader for this team. And so I don't know. I think this year the Thunder are an afterthought because Chet is down, but after the next season, hopefully everybody stays healthy. I think that's definitely a team that you should really look out for.
Yeah, I think just with the big three that's coming soon, like Shea, Chet, and Giddey, like if they all can like develop like consistent good 3-point shots, which I don't think any of them have yet. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad 3-point shooters like David, but like, I mean, if they just all develop a good shot, they're gonna be fine.
I agree.
Say if next year, they possibly somehow got what's his name? Bamayama, whoever his freaking name is. What you feel like their ceiling will be with Chet being healthy as well too?
Bro,
So you're saying if they got Chet and Victor?
yeah, that's dangerous. That's so
a
dangerous.
scary team. Not scary enough to win the West, but it's a scary team.
I would say 6 and down.
Yeah.
6 through 10.
They still young.
Well, yeah, definitely are so young.
They still young, but so were the Grizzlies.
But you saw the Grizzlies,
Huh, David?
the Grizzlies, they develop as a team as a whole. Like you got in OKC. I mean, they develop as a team as a whole, but you got still like some players, you know, how can I say it? the Grizzlies based off of team chemistry. OKC, they based off of team chemistry, but they still based off of like individual players.
Here's how I look at it is if we're talking about next year, if they were to have Chet and Victor, you've got Giddey, who's already gotten a full another year of development. Shea's continuing to be good. And so as Giddey progresses through that, next year would progress through that year as well. Victor and Chet also are progressing, and the pure raw talent of Victor and Chet combined is insane. Plus Shea. That's a lot of talent on a team. Maybe it's not as much chemistry as the Grizzlies have, but to be 6 through 10 instead of the 2 seed, like that's not high expectations for a team with Shea Gilgeous, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, and Victor Wembanyama.
Next, do you all think this team will win in the next 5 years, win a chip?
No,
Give me
so
3 to
hard.
7. Give me 3 to 7 years.
yeah, 5 years is too soon. That's
Give me 3 to 7 years, and I feel like they will be in the NBA finals in 7 years.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I like that.
So as we begin to close, talk to me about, well, give me your final thoughts on this whole team, because Chet went down, it really hampers, the discussion and the full thought process of them. So give me your final thoughts on this team.
I want to propose another question real quick.
Yeah,
just
go
because I
ahead.
feel like it's a little relevant. But like, what do y'all think about the freedom for players to play in pro-am games like this? And
I think the Chet Holmgren situation was unfortunate. I know a lot of people are trying to use it as like an example of what's going to happen when he plays against LeBron and Giannis. I think it was more of a freak injury, and it was just unfortunate circumstances. So many players have gotten hurt, getting driven into like that. It's not a special thing for Chet. I think that superstars in the NBA playing in pro-am games is a risky move. And it's not like it's actually helping them better their game. Like, they're playing amateur players that they could beat with their eyes closed 21-0 in a one-on-one game. Like these are the best of the best players in the world going up against guys that have never sniffed the NBA.
So I have 3 points real quick. Point number 1 is, it's just like working out like in a gym. Like it's really just like working out your game in the summer. Like it's like these programs. For one,
Exactly.
for two, we'll see the NBA like what do they call them, governors. We'll see these governors really try to crack down on their players playing in these programs because they're sick of their players getting hurt in the off season. And my third point is that we saw like there's been other NBA players like get out their first season but have come back and been great. I think it was Ben Simmons. He hasn't been great, but he's been okay. Ben Simmons, and we had some other guys. I don't remember the list that I saw, but there's been other players who skipped that first year because of injury, but come back and become still great players. And so I feel like yes, it is a loss, but at the same time, it's like we always have the season after. And for this season, the Thunder can just just lose for Victor, the center.
Yeah, to your point about how like they're still like working on their game, I think there's definitely a difference between like the runs that they have at Brickley where they're all playing against NBA players, and that like imagine like I'm a senior, if I went and just played a bunch of middle schoolers, like I'm not getting better at the game because I'm playing like competition that's not going to stop me.
I understand that.
Right? Like I'm better than them. I'm not going to be stopped by them. So it's not like LeBron's going to come out here and be stopped by some 6'2" dude who works at Walmart.
Yeah. I will say this.
They're not bettering themselves. So I think that the risk of injury is too great, especially when we see what happens with some of these courts where it got super wet and slippery and posed an injury risk to every player.
I will say this. Anytime, even if I get a ball right now, step out, it's a bunch of kids in the backyard. Anytime you step on the court, even if you schooling them or whatever, you practicing, you getting better on your game regardless. Don't matter the competition or anything. You're getting better. I really think it's just. Like you getting better. That's all. You
I
really.
think that how much better you're getting does not make it worth it compared to how much better you get playing against equal competition.
So I see it from both sides of this. I see from both sides. On one hand, I want to go out and have some fun and play in the pro-am, whatever the case may be, wherever you're playing at. You can do, and I feel like just because you play in the NBA, that doesn't mean you have to stop being able to have fun with the game that you love, you know?
100.
And I get that point. And on the other hand, I see it from an owner's perspective where it's like, you're costing me money, now you're hurt or you're risking yourself to get hurt. And so I see it from both sides, but at the same time, it's like, there's not much. I mean, and it's almost like NFL players like being forced to stop playing basketball during the off season, right? I mean, we saw that in Patrick Mahomes a couple years ago. We see that in Tyreek Hill and some of these other guys. Like NBA play, NFL play. I feel like NBA players are a little bit more. The NBA is more lenient on NBA players when it comes to playing like outside of like their actual sport. And so I feel like this Chet injury definitely does, put a big question mark over it. Is it okay if they play in pro-ams or not?
Yeah, and I mean, you definitely, like we've seen in contracts before where it's like player whatever isn't allowed to go snowboarding during the offseason.
Yeah.
Because it's like at the end of the day, that's sort of what you have to deal with when you become a professional basketball player is you need to be available to the team. And unless you're getting hurt specifically trying to get better for the team, like if you're getting hurt doing something that poses an injury risk, like if you go play, football on the beach and you twist your ankle and now you're out for 4 weeks or whatever. And especially from an owner's perspective, like they don't want their players doing that because they need their players healthy and ready to play.
Yeah. And David, to your point, like I feel like, like you said, I mean, like wherever you go and wherever you're shooting or playing basketball at, you're always progressing yourself, I guess. But like, to my point, like I think it's risk and reward. Like, is the reward high enough for you to be out here risking a whole season? And but yeah. Emmett, well, anything else? Any final thoughts on the episode for the day?
I think the Thunder are just probably going to tank.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to gain from this season other than experience. So get your players out there. You're probably going to lose most of your games anyways. Hope you get Victor.
Just make sure you're rotating your lineup.
Yep.
David, anything else from you?
No, I'm good.
Thunder up.
Thunder up. Well, if you made it this far, we appreciate you from listening. It's always been another great episode of Let's Talk Basketball. And I've been your host, Davion. That's Emmett, Lillian, David, and this has been the post game. Peace.